Hi, I'm Randolph Miller, and welcome to Bounce Around Charleston, Taste of Gullah and Sweetgrass Cultural Arts Festival. My guests are here today. Corey Alston, 2018 featured Sweetgrass basket maker, along with Virginia Watson. She has Gullah dolls, and we're here to talk all about this wonderful festival. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you.
The history of the Gullah Geechee culture. Who wants to tell us about that?
Well, the history is a proud heritage, it's a proud culture that we are a part of and keeping alive. One of the biggest ways of keeping it alive is by passing it from parent to child. It's generationally taught. It's not something within the culture we learn in school. We're not able to figure out stuff on YouTube. It's actually way of life.
Absolutely.
And so teaching the Gullah culture is something that the children will absorb from parents and see how they're living their lives. And if uncle does hunting or fishing and grandma has a garden in the backyard, those are actual parts of our culture.
Believe it or not, when I went to college in Tennessee and they heard that I was from Charleston, the first thing they said, "Are you a Geechee?" So why would they ask me that?
Well, there's always been known to that us down here, we sound funny, we talk funny. Actually, the way of life is also a part of our culture, is a way of speaking. And so that English African blended language, Gullah Geechee, that Gullah language is actually a part of our culture that stretches from Jacksonville, Florida to Jacksonville, North Carolina. So any of that area within the coastal plain, you hear people having different ways of pronouncing words that may sound funny, but it's actually a national language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the Sweetgrass, I noticed in front of you, there's a wonderful basket.
Right.
And you told me you made that basket.
Correct.
Tell us about it.
Well, this piece here, actually, when I usually weave, I have no idea what I'm going to make or what direction it's going to take me in. But when I started this piece here, I just continue moving with it. I made elephant ear pattern on the bottom, but then I figured, I need to do something a little more than that. So then I put teardrops on it. And I'm thinking, that's not doing enough neither, So then I put a Cobra S handle on it. And what made this piece here so unique, I started it one time and I ended it off one time. I have actually 32 days in this piece here. And it was when it was done, I was pleased with it, very pleased.
Okay. Now, Virginia?
Yes.
What about the Gullah dolls? I see a beautiful doll over there at the end of the desk.
Well, the history of the dolls actually arrived from, as a child growing up in the Mount Pleasant area, we weren't able to actually afford to buy our dolls. So as playing in the yard somewhat, we would create our dolls from bottles. This doll was created from a bottle. And so our dolls are made from the bottles and
there it is on the screen.
Grass out of the yard. So as an adult, I was taken back to my childhood days, revisited that art of making my dolls, and here is one of my pieces that I have put together, starting with a basic bottle.
Okay. Now what about this wonderful quilt that's in front of me?
Now, this quilt was designed by Nora Williams, and the story behind this quilt actually is called Hearts Around America, from around the world, actually, whereas her husband was in the Air Force, and as he traveled different parts of the world, he would bring her back fabrics. And once that fabric landed in her hand and into the hand of an artist, then she would create these hearts, would signify hearts from around the world.
Wow, it's a beautiful quilt. And then, Corey, I also noticed that you are an artist. I see the paintings that we have here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the photography blend that I created, it was a passion of mine to keep moving forward within the culture, doing something different, innovative, something no one else has ever done. So what I took it upon myself to figure out just exactly what I can do to always give respect to the culture, but then also be a new product line. And so I started the photography blend of allowing me to weave unique style baskets, and then I find low country backgrounds. I shoot between Wilmington and Beaufort, keeping a coastal, low country themes. This shot right here, I call this one here Mossy Run. I love Spanish moss. It always helps, as far as the backgrounds. But and most of the shots I'm shooting is going to give historical backgrounds or tell a story of our ancestry.
Okay, so why is this event so important?
Well, basically, we're having our 2018 Taste of Gullah, which is actually our main fundraiser. And what we do is the funds that we raise from this event goes toward supporting financially our summer boys and girls camp, ages ranging from 8 to 12.
So all these items we will see at the event also.
And more.
And more.
And more. You have other artisans that's going to have different crafts. You have basket weavers that's going to make pieces just for this one event. This event is actually our biggest event of the year for our basket weaving culture. And so for anyone that loves the culture of Sweetgrass, or just love the music or the foods of our culture, this is the event they don't want to miss, because it only happens once a year, and it's actually the first weekend of every June every year. And so if you can't make this one, don't miss the next one. Yeah.
So you're going to have Taste of Gullah and the Sweetgrass Cultural Arts Festival.
That's actually two separate events.
Correct.
Actually.
And so the Taste of Gullah is going to be more of an evening event of you coming out, or them coming out and enjoying the cuisines, and there'll be some art displays, but it's not really a shopping event. The physical festival on June the 2nd is a shopping event with different vending people.
So who's invited to attend this event?
Well, the one on June 26th, everyone is invited to attend with a $50 cover charge. And so with that cover charge would also allow them to eat and drink, and as those monies are being collected from the people that are coming to enjoy it, that money then goes to the organization of keeping the camps running.
So you mean May 26th?
Yeah,
May 26th.
On May 26th.
Correct.
That's the Taste of Gullah.
Taste
Correct.
of Gullah.
Okay, and the one on Saturday, June 2nd?
Correct. That's a free event.
That's a free event.
That's a free event. You spend money where you choose. Right.
Well, with all of the items that you brought here today, and this basket that's at the end of my desk over here, it's a wonderful basket. I think it's wonderful.
it.
And what are the horns on the end?
Well, that piece there actually was a challenge of a customer of mine. They said, Corey, we've been following your work for years. I have a wedding coming up. My son is an avid deer hunter, but the wife, she loves Sweetgrass. So that customer brought me a bag of deer antlers, and they said, Corey, please figure it out. And I'm saying, we don't put deer antlers in Sweetgrass baskets, and so how am I going to figure it out? Long story short, 4 days later, I had it complete. I sent her a shot of what it looks like, and she's coming to pick it up this weekend.
Okay, you heard it right here on Bounce Around Charleston, the 13th annual Sweetgrass Festival and the Taste of Gullah, which is May 26th. And then the 13th annual Sweetgrass Festival is Saturday, June 2nd from 12 noon to 4 p.m. at the town of Mount Pleasant Waterfront Memorial Park, 99 Harry Hallman Boulevard. Contact for more information, Virginia Watson, 843-437-6754 or www.sweetgrass.org. Now, coming up next, Save More Kids Impact Bash Charity Concert. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.